Hey, yo, what's up? So people are quitting and being evicted way more than ever before. We're in a society today where situations have taken course that we didn't really ask for. A lot of us never expected these things to happen. But if you just kind of go over the details and you look at, the things that happened in the past and, things of that nature, you realize that you're in this spot, simply because you were unaware. You never did the research. You never took the time out from entertainment to take a step back to really understand, how life is changing, how society is against you more than ever. And people are being evicted. They're losing their place. They can't afford to pay rent. I see a lot of content creators on here talking about that. You know what I mean? And some of them talk about it for views, but more than likely, these things could be true, because just because you make a little bit of money on YouTube, doesn't necessarily mean that you can keep up with everything else. You know what I mean? Like, you may have a little bit of money on YouTube, but that may be paying for, a couple car note or a car note, light bill, utility bill, and in most cases, they're just paying their rent, and I'm not really mad at them. It's just that, it's a tough situation. When I make these videos, man, like, I'm dead serious on the things that I talk about. I believe that, we are being targeted, by the oligarchies, whether you guys agree with me or you don't, because they don't have a problem with the shit that we have a problem with. And I always take this thing back to the understanding of being in school and not learning none of the shit that gets you ready for this lifestyle, right? Nowhere in school did they talk about you ever paying rent. Nowhere in school did they ever talk about you applying for a home loan. Nowhere in school did they ever talk about having a certain credit score. Nowhere in school they talked about none of those things. And then they expect for you to go out into this nasty society that people call life, and they expect for you to dominate. They expect for you to be, to just rise up in financial means. It's crazy. It's like going out into the Saharan desert around 10 lions, and you don't have a game plan to first, and you expect to stay alive. Even if you had a game plan, it's going to be a struggle. But what I'm saying is that you're going out into these shark infested waters full of like dogs, full of Neanderthals, man. I'm talking about, these people can care less about you. They could care less about you. When you go to work, they could give a shit. Nobody cares about none of that. Everybody is on this status where they act like they with you, and they really against you. And like I said, I talk about these things because it's 100% true. And I'd rather you guys not spin your wheels and burn all the energy that you have left in yourself to trying to people please and abide by these man-made, restrictions and laws and shit like that, when, like I said, they don't play by the same laws that they create. And the reason being is because they're the ones that create them, so they believe that they could break them. You go to this person's job or this man's job, and You doing all this ass kissing and you putting everybody in position to, to get in trouble and stuff like that. But for what? For what? How's that gonna stop your eviction? It's like this whole society is crazy right now, man. And like I said, you were never prepared for no shit like this. But all I can say is that look out for yourself. Look out for yourself. Stop worrying about this person or that person. Worry about yourself. Because at the end of the day, they got them and you got you and your family. Right? And some people are just not in the best mind space. So they're quitting a lot of things. A lot of things are behind the scenes. And like I said, it's just a really sad time in life right now. And unfortunately, these things are going to continue to go on because no one is really deciding to take a stand and be their own man and have a little bit of integrity. It's nasty, man. And you sit here and you're on YouTube and you watch these content creators. You could tell how bad people are hurting, man, because they sit here and they badmouth their own community. Like the black community is tearing each other down. And I got a lot of slack for it because I was trying to stand up for Dante London, man, because I'm like bro, it's one of you. Why are you guys tearing them down for a couple of views? Dash, despite whatever is going on, why are you tearing them down? Why do you constantly make videos about these people, man? You got dudes worrying about other dudes on live. Like they're putting lives out with the other guy's picture on there to talk about them. They like a baby Oprah. Like it's really sick, man. Like it's causing a lot of turmoil, man. You're supposed to help. You're supposed to build up your community. You're not supposed to tear it down for some fucking views. But that's the integrity level. That's where this society is. People are no good. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because you got more things to worry about. And what about the oligarchs, man? Why don't you guys take that same energy out on them? Come together. Build a community, come together and take it out on them. They're the ones that are making it that much harder for you to pay your damn rent. Not Dante London. Not no Dash. And like I try not to speak on people's names, but it's like I see this shit on YouTube up and down. Oh, I can't believe this happened. Oh, this person did this. Oh, that person did that. So what? Be creative. Do your own shit. Do your own shit. Like, this society is nasty, man. And like I said, you guys should take that energy out on the motherfuckers that's causing the issues. And I talk about these in all of my videos. They're causing the price, the inflation. They're causing the tariffs, right? They're making all of these situations where you got to go out and spend extra money for no fucking reason. Like back to school, shit like that. Back to school. You already know you got to go back to school. You know your kids got to go back to school. Why you got to be reminded about that shit? It's because they want you to go out and spend more money. You guys got to use your brains, man. We are of an intelligent being. You have to use your head. Stop falling for everything. But so that's all I got for you guys, man. This is a video, no editing, man. I just, we just gonna, freestyle it today, man, because Just got to hear it just the way it is. You know what I mean? But, you know, like and subscribe to this video, guys. It's your first time tuning in. It's your boy, Truths in Session. Peace.